So comes April the 17th, and talk of relegation ends as United take Aston Villa apart. Again, Seeley's in goal and holds out against the Championship contenders. As for Mark Robins, he really shows his class. United are safe to end the season in 13th place, as their last 3 games produced just 1 win and 1 goal against Charlton at Old Trafford.
From left to right in the first period. Ryan Robson. I don't think Bobby Robson would want a replay here, would he, with England players involved? Because England are due to play Denmark on Tuesday, and there would be a replay of the FA Cup final if required on Thursday here. So don't book that night out just yet. This is McClair. Ince. Good running on the far side by Clayton Blackmore, the substitute. Andy Gray went back with him. Just managed to get the ball away. Here's Wright. Fouled by Bruce. Well, Bobby Charlton and the other Manchester United directors will be more than a little concerned here about the outcome, because, as I said earlier on, the club is going through something of a turbulent time at board level as well. Webb, O'Reilly, Salako, who's playing further forward now that Shaw is in an orthodox left-back position here. In fact, Salako is playing wide on the left in Barber's old position. Phelan is challenging him. Right! Goal! It's Ian Wright again! Palace are in front at 3-2. And Steve Coppell has made no He's made one of the great substitutions, and the Palace players have been called back by the referee. It's a goal, all right, but they've been called back from celebrating. Don't let me take it away from Ian Wright. What a good finish, but it was interesting there. In the light of current crowd control, Alan Gunn ran behind the goal and pulled them all back from the crowd. It's 3-2 to Crystal Palace. Ian Wright has scored his second in the 92nd minute, and as last year, we have a substitute who's come on and scored 2 goals, just as Rush and McCall did. Webb. Wallace. And Robson's got a great run on here. Pemberton got to him just in time. This is Hughes. The danger's not over yet. Ince. Good effort! Oh, fine save by Nigel Martyn. Well, when he was called upon there, he was right in line. It's a good shot, this, by Ince, and a good tip over. Hughes. McClare. Phelan out on the right. Salako tries to get to him and fails. It's Michael Phelan for United. Dipping shot. Beautifully tried. Oh, he's good at those. I remember one playing for England when he nearly scored. They gave Phelan a bit too much room, actually. Salako dived in a bit there. Didn't get hold of things at all. And look where the keeper is, 6-yard line. That's a dipper. And it just clips the roof of the net. Webb to Wallace. Hughes goes through the middle, chance here for 3-3. Mark Hughes! He scores his second of the game, and Manchester United have saved themselves. The ball just chucked through by Danny Wallace, and the central defenders gave him too much space. O'Reilly wasn't close enough, and Hughes steered it past Martyn. And so what Ian Wright has done for Palace, Mark Hughes has done for Manchester United. He's scored twice, and with just 7 minutes of extra time to go, the score is 3-3. Thorne won't reach it this time. And the referee has blown, and the FA Cup final of 1990 ends in a draw.
So came the replay, and a sensational end to a dramatic season. Alex Ferguson drops a bombshell by leaving out Jim Leighton. Les Sealey plays in goal to become a United hero. The replay has none of the sportsmanship of the first game, and Palace lose any friends they may have won with their spoiling tactics.
This is Steve Bruce, and there goes Mark Hughes. Andy Thorne was with him. That's the first foul of the night, and it was Steve Bruce who felt it. And Bright's up with the keeper again, and Les Sealey does well to hold on. They're really trying him out, aren't they? Putting a lot of nervous tension on him and shaking him up in the first few minutes. It's clear that that's a Palace policy. It's not strictly legitimate, but it's a test of nerve for Les Sealey, who, as I say, hasn't had much first-team football this season. Hasn't played at all for Luton, it might be said. Phelan looks for Hughes. Thorne is with him, and that's Salako.
Mark Hughes looking back, but really he and his Manchester United teammates have got to make sure they don't get ruffled like they did for a little spell in that first half. They've got to keep playing their football, because at the moment it's Crystal Palace who are trying to do the spoiling tactics.
Not all the fouls have been one way, I have to be fair about that. Was a foul by Brian Robson on the far side. So it's a free kick now to Palace. There's the Palace bench with Ian Branfoot and Alan Smith alongside Steve Coppell, hoping maybe that Gary O'Reilly or Mark Bright can get on the end of this. Barber's in there with them. O'Reilly was in the thick of it, so was the referee as it happens, Thomas. And a break by Webb, and they've got 4 up, Manchester United here. To his right, Danny Wallace. McClair in the middle with Hughes. And not the cross you would want from Danny Wallace in that position, Trevor, was it? Really disappointing.
Well, he doesn't need to be told because, you know, didn't really even have to go past his man there. There was 4 Manchester United players who had all soared through into the penalty area, and really you're just waiting for a cross, and he acknowledges 1 or 2 shouts. Come on, you can do better than that.
Actually, Danny Wallace has got a couple of old pals on the bench because the 2 Palace substitutes, Ian Wright used to play with him as schoolboys, and David Madden was at Southampton with him. But all of that's slightly incidental to a rather poor piece of finishing. Ballister. Now, are we going to see a goal in this Cup final replay? It's also very, very tight, isn't it? There's never been a 0-0 in a Wembley FA Cup final, up to now. Here's Gray, Brian Robson bustling in, then Lee Martin, and Gray appeals to the referee. He's angry now. In fact, it's all a bit tense, isn't it, Trevor?
Well, he got the free kick. I'm not sure what he was complaining about there.
Ince having to hurdle another tackle. And now McClair. He's into the centre much more in the second half. You know, he's moved in from the right-hand side, Brian McClair, and he's having some good play and some good touches. This is Wallace. Webb. Lee Martin from left-back, an inspired run on the far side. A chance here, and a goal! What a tremendous run! And Manchester United have taken the lead, and Lee Martin made a run from left back that was, what, 40, 50 yards, took it on his chest and smashed it with his right foot past Nigel Martin, and after an hour's play, Manchester United are in front in the cup final because Andy Gray couldn't get to him, and it's the roof of the net. And Lee Martin, I only ever remember him scoring once before in the first team, Lee Martin. Certainly it wasn't this season. And United have taken the lead after 1 hour's play. But wait a moment, here's Bright. And here's Pardew. And Brian Robson gets knocked over. That's a free kick, and it's a chance to say to Trevor Brooking, what about the goal? It was a man from the back, wasn't it?
Quite right, and really, I would think that 50-yard pass by Neil Webb has probably booked his ticket for the Italy World Cup. It was a magnificent pass. Lee Martin did very well to chest it, kept his head, rifled it into the roof of the net, and possibly, as that ball switched play brilliantly, chested it down. Andy Gray just had allowed him to get the wrong side of him. He's just about to put his hands on his head because he knows he just lost concentration briefly there. There's Brian Robson exercising his shoulder. Let's hope that's not his World Cup one of 3 or 4 years ago. But
I think we ought to have another look at that, Trevor. You know, this could be the Brian Robson shoulder unless he's careful. It was a high challenge, in my view, by Mark Bright. And Brian went down in a real heap. And it looks to me as though Jim McGregor has got him back on his feet. But there was a moment when I think Bobby Robson's heart would have stopped there when Brian went over, particularly on that shoulder. Corner kick. Thorne and O'Reilly are on the post. Wright is in there, so is Gray. O'Reilly, oh, it didn't run for him. He scrambled against Seeley's legs. And very, very close. The goalkeeper takes credit again. Les Seeley was in the right place. Robson! Oh, against the bar! And nobody able to seize on the rebound for United, but Lee Martin did in the end, and Robson's there again. Well, I don't know what you can say about the England captain that hasn't been said so many times before. So close to making it 2-0. Now Gray is chasing this, so is Bright there. And there's Wright with a chance. Wright, side netting. And it might be fair to say Les Seeley had it covered anyway. but their hearts would have been in their mouths down there. Archie Knox and Alex Ferguson. Brian Kidd makes a point from behind. But look at this here. Ian Wright still a threat. Yes, he had it covered. Alan Gunn checks his watch. Robson for United. And Hughes chasing. And what's going to happen here? Well, he's running to the goalkeeper. We've played a minute of stoppage time already. The referee says to Mark Hughes, calm down. Flag up on the far side. Offside. It isn't the final whistle. It's an offside. Manchester United have won the FA Cup and equalled the record of 7 outright wins. Palace slumped to the ground. Manchester United celebrate Alex Ferguson's first major trophy at Old Trafford. Thanks to a goal by a home-produced player. He spent £13 million and the lad who got the goal didn't cost a penny. The England captain outstanding. And Manchester United have the time to console unhappy Palace players who've given so much on Saturday, but Steve Coppell's team finally made to look second best as the Manchester United supporters salute a most unlikely man with a Cup Winners' medal. Les Sealey. Who would have believed this a week ago? He came in place of Jim Leighton and did everything that was asked of him. An on-loan goalkeeper facing a free transfer has won an FA Cup Winners' medal. And just look at that man's face. The years seem to have fallen away there from Alex Ferguson after a season of torment and tribulation. He embraces his players because this victory, well, they had to win it in many ways, didn't they, Trevor? And Pallister came through as well with flying colours.
Well, I think the experienced men did him proud this evening. Gary Pallister, I thought, had an excellent game at the back, won a lot of the balls in the air, and to be fair, Crystal Palace did concentrate on hitting the long ball in, and with his height, Gary Pallister did dominate there. But Brian Robson, as I say, Neil Webb will be pleased, but there, Lee Martin, I wouldn't like to know what the odds were on him being the opening goal scorer tonight, but I shouldn't think there's going to be many collecting their winning bets.
And we got a glimpse there of the famous old trophy, didn't we? The road to Wembley is finally over, and Sir Matt Busby sees Manchester United win the FA Cup at Wembley that is, for the 6th time, and that in itself is a record.
Brian Robson becomes the first captain to collect the cup 3 times at Wembley, as United join Aston Villa and Spurs as the top cup-winning sides with 7 victories each. For Alex Ferguson, the satisfaction of leading United to glory. Victory for United. Now what lies ahead for the Red Devils?